Um, so I'm back. Depending on where you're watching this, you may or may not know that I had taken, by now it's been about a month and a half, I guess, off of blogging. I just kind of needed some time to reevaluate what I wanted and kind of figure things out. And so I'm back. And things are going to change a little bit. And my man friend hates these kinds of posts. He hates that I'm recording this right now, but I am. So basically what I'm recording now is just kind of again, depending on where you're watching it, this is a welcome to the new blog area or a things are going to change kind of thing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to kind of streamline things down into one. So I had a personal blog and a fountain pen blog on Tumblr, and that worked. That worked really well, separating the two. And I feel like I've just kind of outgrown the personal blog that I had. I had it since I was in the end of undergrad, and I just kind of am a very different person now, and I want it still. I'm not like deleting it because I want it as kind of an archive of like, this is what it was like for me when I was in grad school and things like that. Hopefully I can maybe find some way to download it or something, because I do want to have that record. But, now I'm kind of at the age and point in my life where I kind of just don't want to be spewing that kind of stuff out into the internet anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just not really where I am in my life right now. So, kind of bearing that in mind, Tumblr is not exactly the most robust blogging platform, so I kind of wanted to look into some other options for things, and I have settled on Squarespace because I hear all kinds of good things about it. So I just purchased my own domain, kind of exciting, feel like a real grown-up blogger now. So my new blog is at the Purl Bug, which is the Purl, P-U-R-L, bug.com. And basically what this blog is going to be, if you're like, how does that relate to fountain pens? I don't get it. So this blog is going to be kind of a fusion of my fountain pen blog and a little bit of knitting and maybe just very minor kind of other things, recipes, other product reviews, whatever. Mostly it's going to be a fusion of fountain pens and knitting because those are my two kind of anachronistic hobbies. And I feel like, I know a fair number of fountain pen users who are also knitters or crocheters. So I feel like the two things kind of mesh well together. And, those are the two things I'm interested in, and that's what I want to talk about. So I plan to kind of divide up the website enough that if you only want to read the pen things, you can only read those, or if you only want to read the knitting things, it's easy to just see those. So that'll take a little bit of maneuvering, but we'll see. But that's my plan. So basically kind of what the format's going to be like, if you care, is it's going to be kind of one pen or ink or paper review a week. Part of the reason that I'm kind of scaling back on this stuff is, and I think I mentioned this in one or two videos ago, my lifestyle right now is just not super conducive to, doing 2 or 3 ink reviews a week and a pen review every week. Like, I'm just not consuming that much stuff. And I really kind of want to get off this hamster wheel of consumption. Product kind of blogging by default is kind of, oh, there's a cat. That's a cat right there. Hi, fat cat. You're blogging about a product. So by its very nature, it is sort of, fueled by consumption. It's fueled by, okay, well, what's the next thing? I just realized this sweatshirt is super bright and it's throwing off my white balance a little bit. It's kind of fueled by what's the next thing. But I kind of want to get off of that kind of hamster wheel and really focus on, rather than what's the next thing, how am I going to use these things? How am I using these things to enrich my life? So that's kind of what I'm going to be blogging about more so, which is why I'll probably only have one kind of review per week. And then kind of on the same vein of, how am I using these things? I'm going to also try and have one post per week, kind of like a loadout post, kind of what am I using? How am I using these things? That stuff. So that'll probably be it for the fountain pen, paper, ink kind of stuff per week. About 1 review, maybe more if I am feeling feisty or if I get excited and I get a new ink or pen or something. But, count on 1 a week. Higher quality probably than before, very good. And then 1 loadout post. And then for the knitting side of things, I will probably do kind of once a month or once every other week, kind of a post of, here's what I've finished, here's what I'm starting, things like that, kind of a progress post, or if I get really excited to start a new pattern, like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm starting, this is yarn, but maybe 1 a week or every other week, I'll try and kind of condense it so it's not just like 1-line posts, like, oh, this is what I'm going to make. So 1 or 2 of those a month, and then kind of a, since I seem to kind of not always be willing to try new things with knitting, kind of 1 like pattern review per month, so that will kind of push me to try new patterns, and I'll be reviewing them as kind of like an advanced beginner or a dumb intermediate knitter, because while I know how to do a lot of knitting things, I'm not always very good at following patterns, and so I'm kind of a beginner or an advanced beginner when it comes to actually being able to take a pattern and produce something that is worth using at the end. So I'll be posting maybe 1 or 2 knitting pattern reviews per month, or maybe a yarn review, something like that. It's not really a field that I feel super knowledgeable about, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of people like me, especially a lot of young people, where it's like, I learned how to knit when I was younger, but a lot of my knitting is self-taught. So, there's this kind of whole group of us who are self-taught young people who are knitting, and I think sometimes it's tough when there's not a lot of resources for people like us, kind of those advanced beginners. So that's kind of what it's looking like. So it's going to be definitely a step back in terms of quantity, but I'm hoping a step forward in terms of quality. I'm hoping that not feeling like I need to be writing all the time will help me to put together more thorough posts and more interesting posts. So that's kind of how things are going. So, okay, so what does this mean? So if you are viewing this on my personal blog, which is yogalarva.tumblr.com, then basically don't expect to see any more posts here. You can still find me on Instagram. Now I'm on Instagram as Purl Bug, and on Twitter as Purl Bug as well, and I'll link those. All the links will be down below. So for a while, some links might be broken, and hopefully on a weekend I can go through some older videos and repair those links. But for now, if links are broken, I apologize. I just haven't had time to fix them yet. So anyway, if you're viewing this on my personal blog on Tumblr, don't expect to see much new here. Please find me on Instagram. Find me on Twitter. I am super active on Instagram and Twitter. Or if you don't have either of those things but you want to keep in touch, send me a message on Tumblr, because I'll obviously still be notified I'm still logged in, and we can find some other way to communicate. But I am pretty active on Instagram and Twitter. And then if you're viewing this on fpphysicist.tumblr.com, my fountain pen blog on Tumblr, again, things are going to be moving. Although I'm not going to say that I'm going to be 100% moving all of this content over to the Purl Bug. Content that's already on FP Physicist will be staying there. I tried to import it from Tumblr, and it's just kind of a disaster. So I'm going to keep this as kind of an archive. So, and who knows, maybe eventually I'll find muster up the effort to transfer things over. But for now, everything will stay here. And I will be cross-posting probably for the first month or so posts on the Purl Bug and Fountain Pen Physicist. So, if you're still here, don't worry. I will for sure give a final, this is it, I'm moving 100% over. But while I'm still kind of figuring things out, I will be posting in both places, and it should be fine. I'm going to still be on YouTube as FP Physicist, because I just don't want to change that. And so yeah, I think I've covered everything. Maybe. yeah, if you have any questions, find me on one of those platforms. Probably the easiest way to find me is on Instagram because I check Instagram tons. So again, Purl Bug on Instagram, Purl Bug on Twitter. Hit me up, yo. The Purl Bug will be my new website. But really, if you're trying to find me through one of the old avenues, I'm still available. So yeah, we'll just kind of see how this goes. Hopefully the transition will be fairly smooth. Who knows? I think right now, the ball's in my court and I just need to not screw up. So yeah, that's what the plan is. So yeah, so I will see you guys later. And if you are watching this on the Purl Bug, hi, welcome to my new website. I guess I kind of already outlined what you'll be seeing here. So hopefully you stick around and yeah, don't be afraid to say howdy. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.